Alright. Alright, alright. We are finishing chapter 1 today. It's getting done. It's getting done. It's been like 2 months of streaming. It's been like 2 months of streaming to get to this point, and so I'm very excited to get it done. We only have a few panels left, so without further ado, these are the 3 panels that we have to do. They're fairly simple. First one's a little bit of an action shot, nothing crazy or anything, and then the last 2 are some portraits. So pretty easy stuff. Short stream today, but we'll get it done. What we've got is this. This is what we have here. And so with chapter 1 done, and I'm calling it done now because it will be done in just a couple of hours. I won't have another stream for a little while. I'm gonna try streaming some of this stuff on Twitch, just because since I'm such a small creator right now, I don't see any losses doing it that way and just testing it out. So I'm gonna try doing the cover over there and the color page over there and see how it goes. And the next streams that I do here, I mean, I'm not exactly sure. I'll probably know a little bit more once I get to do those Twitch streams a little bit, so I'm just not gonna promise anything at this point. I do have an idea for one stream. I don't want to spoil it yet though. So we're just going to hold off on that one really quick. But yeah, for now, let's just get this panel done. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to get this done. It's been such a long time coming. And there's so much more that I gotta do even afterwards, you know? Like first weekend of the new year, I will be editing the dialogue with a friend of mine. I don't stream that just because it's not entertaining. It's a lot of reading and then talking about semantics sometimes. So don't expect to see anything there. But after that, then I'm usually compiling the whole thing, putting it together for upload, because a lot of it takes a surprising amount of time to export everything the way that all these different platforms need. And I also want to look into a few different platforms that I haven't yet explored. Like, I haven't really looked at global comics yet. I've never even tried. So I'm going to do that. And then after that, we will yeah, that's actually probably the last step. You'll be able to read it beyond that point. So not much more work needs to go into it beyond that, but I mean, that is like several days of work. So it's not nothing. It takes a surprising long time to do. So if at all you've been gauging the time it takes for me to do this, and you're wondering how long it might take to complete a comic of the same size for yourself or something, add an extra day or two of drawing just for, whoa, my eraser's huge. Just for the preparations that you got to do afterwards. Because even when you understand what you need to do, it still takes a long time. It still takes a long time to get it all done. Also, really quick, I'm gonna turn my heater on, okay? Is that ambient noise? I don't know. No, you can't hear it, I don't think. Okay, cool. It's just been cold here. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Let's do like this. Let's make it a little bit thicker. But yeah, it takes quite a while to get it all done. And then yeah, I'm actually super excited too because one of my favorite parts, and I've made some videos talking about this, but one of my favorite parts about making comics is actually the storyboard process. Because I genuinely feel like the what is it called? The like medium of art that's best for me, that I enjoy the most, is just pencil and paper. I love just working with pencil and paper. It's my favorite. It's so good. And I do like digital too. I do like digital a lot too. But I think pencil and paper is like where I feel the most comfortable. So going back to that, because I haven't really done much since I finished storyboarding this. Which is to say, that was like several months worth of storyboarding, because I think it was chapter 9 storyboards and then chapter 1 redone storyboards back to back. So I did a lot for a little while, and I just haven't done it since. I gotta figure out how to do this hand because it's kind of not in the right spot in the storyboard. Actually, I think it should be kind of like bent. And then I'll figure out Ick's hand later on. I need to check one thing really quick. Okay, cool. That's working fine. it's gonna feel so good. It's gonna feel so good. And yeah, with all the BS I've had to deal with this year, I feel like it's deserved, man. I need a feel-good moment. I need something to feel really proud of. So this is it for me, you know. Nothing crazy, but it is good. It is good. I got a busy day ahead of myself too today. I do have a lot of videos to work on because I kind of screwed around and I didn't do what I was supposed to do yesterday. Oopsie. Whoopsie. No, I'm a little mad at myself for that. It's not that big a deal, but it is, I got nobody else to blame but myself, you know, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? Man, I feel bad. Oh man, am I peeking? What is going on? Turn that down a little bit. I feel bad because I reference this more than I should, but I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny. I mean, I don't know, man. If you're a crypto bro, I can't be bothered to care about your losses, you know? It's all gambling anyways, you know, we all know this. Come on. Come on. Also, I'm gonna I feel like my mouth is getting cut off a little bit. But that video of the BitConnect, and that dude's like, BitConnect! And he's so excited, and he loses all his money, man. Damn. Alright, what am I doing here? He's gotta have the thumb somewhere over here, right? Sorry, I just gotta figure this out with this quick sketch here. Like this or something. And then
close your eyes, come to
me. Yeah, it's gotta be like that, I think. Okay, I think I've got it. Let's do it for real this time. Let's undo all this. Do it for real. Alright. That might be too close. I'm on the right layer, right? Yes, I am. Sorry, just looking at my hand there for a second. Let's actually start with this one here. Is that proportion right? The thumb is a little big. Thumb is a little big. We can fix that. So is my brush. So is my brush. And let's do it like this. Alright, and that's fairly simple. We will go over it more with details later. Oh, sorry, I just cleared my throat on the mic. Hope that wasn't loud. Oopsie. I don't need to do that right now.
Feel alright. I feel good. Just want you step with me, dance with me. Feel alright.
I'm gonna move the mouth down just a tiny bit. Just a little bit.
Make a groove all night. Close your eyes. Come to.
Alright.
Close your
I also think that whenever I stream on Twitch, I could be wrong. I don't know enough. But I think you can play whatever you want. It's just the VOD that'll get flagged, right? Cause like I wouldn't mind too much if the VOD got flagged here. But I do mind if it's taking it down like while I'm live. And that's what was going on before, and that is super annoying. Alright, let's get the background here. Let's try that again. Oh, let's try that again. Alright. That should be fine. Just erase that little tiny weird bit there. I don't know what's going on with that. That wasn't my fault, clearly. Well, let's actually just do this. We don't need to go too crazy about this one here. And then the can is its own thing here, right? Oh, we're doing this again, huh? So let's type out can, and we go to alright, let's just type in poster. Yep. And we go to like, I don't know, 24? I don't know, maybe like 40? Oops. 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 Okay, just say can. And then we type 40. Oh. Okay. Now we do it. Okay. Alright. Now, okay. What is happening? Alright, we rasterize this, turn it way down, and we bring it down here. And then we fill that up like this. Right? No, I think it... no, let's just center it. And then we turn it slightly. Yeah, that's good. And then we just kind of rough sketch it a little bit. Because I don't want it to look perfect, that's why I even use this font. It'd be cool if I spoke French, man. I'd love to speak French. I think I'd love to speak Japanese more, or Mandarin. But French is a cool one too. Alright, we can trash this now. It's just a really easy way to get that taken care of. I think everything else is pretty much just details then. Let's do this little bit here. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm so excited because this is just like such a cool benchmark for me. It being basically 2 years in the making. I've got some shorts that are gonna come out talking about it a little bit. I've got plans to make other ones once I'm actually totally done with it. I think I don't need to be doing it like this, but yeah, finishing this is like such a cool moment for me. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, something that I was worried when I first started, you know, that I would procrastinate and then I would give up at some point, and that because I knew it would be hard. I knew it would be really, really hard, and it was hard. But it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And it was totally worth it to finish it, to get through to the end. And then I hope, you know, it brings in a few more people to enjoy reading the comic. That's wrong. There we go. I hope that, you know, people can see the difference between day one and today, basically. And so I will make a bunch of videos shamelessly talking about that, because in the end, this is the first like big benchmark for the original goal of the channel, which was to like show progress, to highlight it, to show that like being able to draw is something that you can just do. It's not this innate thing that people are born with, you know. It's like, this is just the thing, man. This is just the thing. Let's fill this in real quick. And yeah, I've enjoyed the entire run, you know, like it's been such a good thing for me, I think. It's given me something to work on that is entirely my own, let my creative process really shine through and like get a good outlet, because Lord knows that everything else I've been working on has not really fulfilled that very much for me. I've not felt very fulfilled by other projects I've worked on, and so I've really needed something like this to kind of keep me motivated, keep me expressing myself, keep me you know, working towards something. Yeah, I'm super passionate about the entire project. I'm super hopeful, and you know, it's one of the only things I'm a little optimistic about, and you know, cautiously optimistic, because I know that like comics for the last several years have been kind of a dying breed. You know, it's not something that you go into to make a bunch of money. So like, you know, I know what I'm in for, you know, and I know what success looks like, and that it's not like making big bucks, man. It's barely making a living, in fact, you know. So I'm okay with that, and I will I'm gonna continue doing what I do. I'm gonna continue working on this story, because I'm really passionate about the story that I want to tell, how it develops, where I want to go with it. And you know, I think he can. I think he can be impactful. I do think that. So I think I'm trying to make it feel impactful in several ways. I want the story itself to feel impactful. I want the process to also feel impactful. I want, you know, the things that I say, the methodology that I have adopted for some of these things, the philosophy that I'm sharing, and how I'm trying to encourage more people to do more of this, you know, like, I think there's so much to it, man. I think there's so much to it that I'm trying to put out, and I'm giving it my all, you know. So I hope that in some, even some small, you know, measly little way, that it bears fruit. And I think it already has a little bit, you know. I've already, you know, created a platform, or created a space for myself where I have the biggest audience that I've ever had in my life, which is, again, not a lot. It's less than 500 people, you know. That's not anything crazy, but it is more than I've ever had. And so even with that, I'm really grateful. And yeah, these last few panels, I think, are the beginning of celebrating that. I think it's going to enable me to do the cover, do the color page, and then just let that be kind of a victory lap for myself. And I will enjoy that in the new year. Start the new year off right, and you know, let it grow that way. See where 2026 will take me. And hopefully it's a better spot. I'm not putting too many eggs in that basket, because I'm aware. But you know, I feel like it really is one of those years that embodies what I tried to do when I created this, which is just to enable growth. Like, there's not going to be growth handed to me. There's not going to be, you know, promotions coming my way, but it is the time to sit down and focus and just be like, I'm going to grow my skills my own way. I'm going to focus on my own thing. And so, yeah, this comic is really giving me a way to do that consistently. And yeah, I think these last few panels feel really good. They feel really good to be able to, oh my goodness, draw a circle. To be able to highlight it all, you know. So as we finish up, that's what I'm thinking about, is you know, the new year is likely not giving any kind of big bonuses coming my way or nothing. So I will grow on my own. I encourage other people to do that, especially if you're having a hard time. You know, it's a time to just sit at your desk and just zone in, you know. That's what I'm doing. That's what I think a lot of people are doing. And it's hard to stay motivated and hard to stay focused throughout it all, but you can do it. You absolutely can do it. So that's where I'm at. And I'm so happy to finally be here. All right. The oh, I didn't even connect that there. What a silly fella. Let's go here. And we fill that there. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, this comic has really been like my baby. It's certainly. Wait, sorry, hold on. Did I do something here? I did. Delete that. We don't want these lines here. Sorry. Sorry. I drew on the wrong line. Or wrong layer. The right line on the wrong layer. But yeah, this comic, you know, it's really been my baby. It's really been very imperfect, and I embrace that a lot. You know, there are ugly panels. There are some really cool panels I'm proud of. Some not so great covers, and some covers I'm super excited about too. So much is in this that is I think representative of who I am and what I want to see in the world, and yeah, I'm just happy to be sharing that, you know, even if not a whole lot of people are willing to listen, don't have the time to listen, aren't that interested, that's okay. I'm really kind of just focused on doing it for myself. And for maybe the one person that is like super into it, you know? So I don't know if I'm just staring at the screen so hard or if I'm just talking about how much I fucking love this comic so much. My eyes like watering like crazy. It's kind of hurting, so I think it's actually just the screen because I don't feel that emotional about it or anything. Not that I don't care. I do care, okay? All right. I am I was going to say like they call me the carer or something. I don't know. That's like not what I mean. I try to make it into a bit, but it's like it's not gonna work. And I'm dwelling on it. And is that a bit in itself? Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I just I think that this I look at it a lot like some of my big inspirations for like comics and manga. And really, I think over time I've leaned so much more into manga over comics. Just because I think their storytelling is so much more human, so much more developed, and I think that I don't know, it feels good, man. It feels good the way that they tell stories and stuff. And I think it requires really only one person. Obviously more people is better to work on something like this, but it doesn't ask that you have multiple people, I guess, you know? It just it can be done in black and white. It can be done by one person. Sure, it's a little slow, but we can we can get it done, you know. But I think also like some of those inspirations of manga, they're very ambitious. They're super ambitious, in fact. Yeah, I think about JoJo's. I think about Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, even in some ways. And I want to shoot for similar stuff. You know, it's hard because I can't work nearly as fast as those guys. You know, and they do have teams. They do. Oh, I guess Hunter x Hunter doesn't, but I am working faster than that guy, I guess. But it is. It's got a lot of planning behind it, and there is a lot that I want to go into. And, you know, I feel like the common thing with people who have their passion projects is they go like, oh, you know, I've got it all figured out up here. But I'm like, no, like I got it figured out on paper. It's like, it's down. It just takes a long time to draw it all, you know? So it's like, I know where it's going and I know how I want to tell this story and stuff. So, you know, you just got to bear with me a little bit. It's going to take some time. But hopefully, you know, the early adopters can, I don't know, I guess have some point of pride, I guess. I don't know. It's if it ever takes off, you know. Which, if it doesn't, that's okay too, you know. Just gonna keep doing my thing regardless. And I think part of the motivation too is that I do really, really want to tell this story, but there are other stories I want to tell, you know, ones I haven't figured out totally and stuff, and I'm just never going to go about it in a way where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this and start another one, you know, because I just feel like it's detrimental to do multiple at the same time. You know, especially if you're doing it by yourself. I just like, there's no way it's gonna happen, you know? So it's like, yeah, I want to tell these other stories. I want to work with other people on stuff. And like, in order to do that, I want to finish this one, you know? So there's a lot of things motivating me to keep it going, to finish up, to work hard and be consistent, you know? And that's not to say that, like, life doesn't happen, you know? Life does happen, and it does worry me a little bit that sometimes too much life can happen and I won't be able to continue it the way I want to. But I do think even if I have to pause or, you know, go on a hiatus or something, that I'll come back to it. Just because of the process is so enjoyable too for me. It's been hard to do it and stream, I won't lie. But it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So I think I could keep that up over time and just do it as necessary, you know? Let's get this. What did I have this say? Alright. Let's actually go a little bit thicker for the writing here. So I do want this to look like kind of like the chalkboard signs that people do. Let's start here with the S. We'll work backwards. end kind of needs to go like this. There we go. Right? I don't know. Let's turn this off really quick and see what we need to adjust. I think one thing is how you're curved needs to be a little bit higher. And then how you're curved is the other way. Okay. And then these should be curved this way. Boom. Looks a little bit more chalkboardy. It's not gonna be too crazy, but this is the idea. Now we just need to work on Ick's hand here. And honestly, I think one of the things that I really hope to get out of when it comes to like an audience, I guess, you know, is I really genuinely hope that it just inspires somebody to do something similar on their own. I really hope so. You know, and it can be more successful than my thing. Like, really, it can be. I'd love to do that. You know, and it's hard to know if that will ever be the case, just because, like, it's not like people are just gonna come right out and tell you. You know, they might, but they might not. You know, I'm just gonna hope that it does. I hope that it does. And I also hope that, like, I do encourage more people to learn to draw or to get better at drawing and to practice it, because, like, goddamn, if this isn't, like, one of the most beautiful, like, things I've ever done in my life, is just, like, practice drawing, you know, and, like, sucking at drawing too. Like, that process, it's weird to say, but it's like, you will never, at a certain point, you'll just, like, never suck that bad again. You know, it's like, even if you lose your hands, you still have this, like, understanding where it's like, even if you try drawing with your feet, you're gonna be able to draw at a certain level already, because you have, like, an understanding, you know. And I hate this guy, but Picasso did say, you know, it takes several years to you know, draw like a professional, but it takes a lifetime to, like, draw like a child. And that's so true. You know, it's like, you'll never get to that point again. So, like, enjoy sucking at drawing too, you know. And that's hard to do when you're, like, in the middle of it. But I'm telling you that it's a very special moment. You know, you'll never be at that point. And it is embarrassing, you know. But it's like, I think if you're okay with being a little bit embarrassed with what you do, and you're okay with stuff sucking and, like, showing it off regardless, your life will be better, man. Your life will be better. Okay, so you want lines like this. Yeah, like, not being good at something is a fun experience on its own, you know? It's like, and I think, and I get it, because I was this person, you know? A lot of people just want to speedrun getting good, and I get it, you know? And I also understand if you're older too, you know. And when I say older, I'm talking at least 30. Like at least 30. If you're not at least 30 and you think that you're too far behind, you're so wrong. You're so wrong. You know, people get started when they're 40. That's not the line I wanted. Cool. Do some here as well. Let's turn all this off, get the tone in here really fast. I know, it's looking hideous. I know. Bear with me. Bear with me. I promise, trust the process, trust the process. Oh, you don't have any. I guess lips. Yeah, it's just such a... It's such a crazy thing. I sometimes think about the capabilities of humans and just like what we're able to do. And like sometimes we take some of this stuff for granted, you know. And it's not just art. It's not just art either. Because I do think like the fact they're able to make something out of nothing is amazing. But you know, it's like humans can throw an object fairly accurate over several hundred feet. Like, do you know how many things can do that? Not a lot. Not a lot can do that. That's a pretty crazy thing, you know? There's a lot of little things like that, you know, that I'm like, I'm so amazed at what we can do. And unfortunately, some of us take it for granted and like love to ruin good things, but like, hey man, whatever, you know. I think it's part of the human experience too to see that other people are gonna get in your way. Other people are gonna make it hard. I'm gonna turn on my light as well, really quick. So it looks a little better. Okay. You know, other people are gonna get in your way. Other people are gonna make it hard for you to succeed. And that just makes it all that much more worth it, you know? When you do finally succeed, when you do finally make it, regardless of who was in the way, who made it difficult. That's life, man. That's life. And it's okay to be mad about it, you know, but it's also, I think, important to embrace it too when necessary. Alright, we're almost done with this tone. This ugly part, I promise. Go with 30 here. And then we get all of the background. Wait, did it select Ichabod as well? Why? We might have to connect the line here somewhere. I'm thinking it's this one. I don't see where else he could have selected everything. It's still selecting Ichabod. Why? feel like all the lines are closed. Is it... This is too thin? Or maybe that right there. I don't know. It seems pretty small, but maybe that was it. Yeah, it was one of those. Okay. And then we throw 20 on that. Actually, let's do 20 textured. Let's do 20, but textured. And then we turn it down. I'm gonna turn the 30 down just slightly as well. And then fill this in with 80. And then go over to the 30. Grease that little bit on the hand. Turn the details back on. Okay, I think we're cooking a bit, maybe. There's gonna be dialogue covering some of these blank spots, so I'm not super worried about those right now. If you feel like it's kind of bland. What am I doing? Halftone? Yeah. Let's do the halftone. I think this entire wall is gonna be halftoned here. And I also have some sound effects I need to put in here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's not much more to say, you know. It's been a really good experience. I don't know if I would ever get to the point. I mean, it's a far-fetched idea, but I don't know if I would ever get to the point where somebody would come back and watch some of this stuff years in the future. Because obviously I'm not so big to the point that I've got a bunch of people hanging out here, you know? But I pretend like I do regardless, because I have psychosis. No, just because, you know, that's what you do. Gotta at least be entertaining in case somebody pops in for 0.2 seconds, you know? You want to make sure that they're entertained for that little bit. But, jokes aside, yeah, I don't know if anybody would ever kind of come back and watch that. It's a fun idea to think about, even if it's far-fetched. But, I gotta sneeze. No, I don't gotta sneeze. Yeah, I do gotta sneeze. Oh, I sneezed twice. Oh. Anyways, it might be a far-fetched idea or whatever, but you know, it's fun to think about too. And I would hope that that were to ever happen, that somebody would get something out of it, you know. Alrighty. Alrighty. I have plans to also work on another of the color series soon. It'll probably be the new year because I have family stuff, you know, so like I have to take care of other things. But oh no. Expect one of those pretty soon too. It'll be a little bit different than some of the others. So I'm excited to try it out and see. I just saw somebody who left a comment on one of the recent shorts. So I guess not that recent, but like a couple weeks ago, they left a comment. And it gave me a good idea. I was like, huh, I think I could get 2 birds with 1 stone here. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. See how it goes. It's just gonna take a little while. It's gonna take a free day of mine. Not that I'm in abundance of those, you know. Or no, the opposite of that. There are an abundance of those. You know, I got several free days, so shouldn't be too difficult. It's just I don't have them at the end of the year, so. All right. Oh man, so okay. A little off topic, okay, just a little bit. It's still artsy, a little bit. But this is something I keep meaning to talk about a little bit, and I just haven't. I just haven't talked about it, okay? But the wife really wants meta glasses. Really wants meta glasses. And I'm like, oh my god, like, really? I wouldn't expect this of her, but she really wants them. But the reason she wants them is, and this is gonna sound sus at first, okay, is because they can just record, like, while you're wearing them. And I'm like, okay, what are you? I think that's one of the main reasons people are like a little bit wary of people who wear them, you know. But she does these like little art pieces called diamond dots, and they're kind of come in kits. I'm kind of encouraging her to like do stuff on her own, like without the kit itself, because she's very good at it actually. But these meta glasses she wants to use to record and like show her process and stuff and like time lapse it, and I'm like, okay, all right, fair enough. That, I mean, that's what I'm doing kind of. I just don't need meta glasses to do it. I just use Clip Studio, or I live stream it. But like her thing is not digital, you know, it's physical, so it's it needs to be recorded a little differently. And so she had some money saved up and she got them. But now I'm like, oh, good. Like, Mark Zuckerberg is going to know everything about me. He's going to know the layout of my house. He's going to know everything. Oh, well. Oh, well, you know, happy wife, happy life, I guess. But, you know, I think her recording her art process and, like, sharing it, I think that's cool. I think that's cool, so I'm gonna be supportive, as unsupportive as I am about the privacy about it. But, you know, honestly, at the same time, I'm kind of accepted that, like, pretty much every big company has as much information about me as they would like to have already, so, like, you know, it is what it is. Okay, now the other thing I need to do is I need to select this. I think I go with the light. Ooh, wrong layer, that's why. And then we can add little bits of shadow. And then also it kind of makes it look a little bit grungy on the wall, which I do kind of want it to look like. Because although it is a restaurant, it is their kind of like grimy hangout spot. So I don't mind it being a little bit grungy. And yeah, but I mean, again, I've talked about this before, but I haven't talked about it recently. The True Grit brushes are amazing for comics. I love them. I love them. Cannot get enough of them. All right, we need a little bit more for the lights here to make these actually look like they're glowing a bit. Which again, I'm also using the True Grit to do this. But this is really a subtle effect here, but it actually works pretty good. Works pretty good. I'm thinking about, I had a friend ask me earlier today about like goals and stuff, and I've been thinking about that a bit since we've talked. Because the main things I've got going for me right now, aside from like family and like personal things, is the comic, and it is the channel, as small as it is. Again, baby sized, but I do not deny that it is the biggest audience I have anywhere else, you know. So it's like I want to care for it and try to grow it the best that I can. Sorry, I'm searching for a font really quick. This one could work. We make it a little bit bigger, I think. Maybe that's too big. Maybe like 18. Whoa, wrong. There we go. All right, that goes there. There we go. So the channel is definitely one of those things. I don't really know how to set goals for it, you know, because like, although I did start the channel about 2 years ago, I didn't really start taking it super seriously until recently. And so it's hard for me to like set goals around growth of that channel. And I feel like, you know, this isn't a secret, but like YouTube and stuff like that can be really volatile, you know? It's like you can fall off quick just through small changes in the platform, and you can also blow up. But you will never be able to predict it, you know? You'll never really know for sure. So I find it a little difficult to plan around that. Also, I don't think I have my... Oh, I don't have my fonts for... I have some fonts that I use for my sound effects, and I don't have them installed since I had to reset my Windows. So here's what I'll do. I'll do it by hand. I'll take this. Let's go with like 36. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll rasterize it. I don't like doing it this way, but this is the only choice I have real quick. But I think it's a fair goal to maybe reach like somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 subscribers by the end of 2026. that does require a few things. I think it does require for another of my videos to do very well. I had one video do very, very well relative to the rest of them, which is still, it didn't go viral or anything. But I would need another video to do that well. At least one, I would say. And it would require for the rest of the year for me to continue being consistent in what I do. Which I think I can. I think I totally can. The only thing that could screw it up is like... It's the wrong one. I think the only thing that could screw it up is like ending up getting a job that's really requires a lot of me. I'm not really trying to apply to too many of those jobs, but also like, you know, sometimes you don't got a choice. Sometimes you don't got a choice. Oops. Yeah, I don't really like doing the sound effects like this, but sometimes I kind of have to. Especially if I don't have my fonts in. But I'll have to do that before I start some of these other ones. I just have to install so many fonts and find them again, you know. I have a list of some of them that are missing, but I don't know all of them, you know. Okay, get rid of this. Editing only. Bang, 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 bang. Hit it with that. Bang. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay. Okay, and I think there's one more set of text here. If it'll let me bring up the text tool here. Oh, my life would be so much easier if I had them installed right now. Oh well, oh well. Let's see. I think the tanker one will be fine. No, I don't like that font. It just doesn't feel comic booky, you know? That's the main problem. The one that I used to use is called Bada Boom. So I need to grab it. I might just have to do the same thing I just did and kind of like place it the way I want to place it. And then figure it out from there. Or like draw it, you know, which is such an annoying way to do text, is to draw your text. But you know, we do what we can to survive. We do what we can to survive, I guess. Yeah, this will be okay. We'll make it a little scraggly, I guess. Ooh, look at the screen, buddy. Look at the screen. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You gotta watch what you're doing. Here we go. Alright, get rid of that. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. I think we just do one pretty basic one here. Let's increase the font size here. No, let's just do like the... Oh, so like such a weird brush to do these little details with, or the line weight. I think I might have made some adjustments to it before. I don't remember what they were before I reset. Okay. That should do it. That should do it. Nice effects. Okay. Can get rid of this one. I think the yank should be bigger, actually. All right. Couple more. Couple more. This is what we got here. 3 layers, fairly easy. Draw the dingo. All right. I guess this is the last time we're drawing the dingo as well. We will not be drawing the dingo after this. They're similar characters, though. This is the last time we'll draw the bat. There we go. That is unless we redo chapter 2 at some point. But I don't know. I don't have it in me to do it again. I wanna go back to the story a bit. I feel like it doesn't feel worth it until I have a little bit of a prospective audience or potential audience, you know? Or unless by some, you know, magical turn of fate, I'm being paid to do it. I guess the other way I would do it too is if I was somehow able to do this like full time. Then yeah, of course. If I could just do this 8 hours a day, hell yeah, I would do it. Maybe at some point I'll get the itch to do it, but I can imagine, I guess, if I like got stuck with the story at some point that I would do it. I just don't see that happening soon. You know? Like I said, I actually have a lot of stuff figured out, written down. It's hard for me to go like, I think I won't know what to do. And then like part of it is that like the storyboards and like figuring it out. That is my favorite part of drawing. It's my favorite part of the comic process. So it's like, it's hard for me to go like, I think I'm in the mood to like not do that, you know? I love doing that, you know. Okay. We're gonna make this easy on us and just do the big circle. Can I move it? I can, okay. Maybe it's too big still. That's slightly too small. Call me Goldilocks. Still too big. Still tiny bit too big. I think that's it. That's just right. Let's actually use the dry ass brush, which is what it's called. Okay. That is what it's named. If I can find it. There it is. Okay. We go back to our brush. Do some of these little details. I just feel like I have to stay silent during this piece. It's so beautiful. Damn, so beautiful.
Je t'ai rencontré simplement et tu n'as rien fait pour chercher à me plaire. Je t'aime pourtant d'un amour ardent. Rien, je le sens, ne pourra me défaire.
This panel kind of remains a little bit unchanged from the original. But I think I did redo it at some point. Ooh. Alrighty. And I did not... Let's just get rid of this. Oh, I left it on this. I left it on this. It's gonna fill it all with black. Okay. We'll figure the outside out a little bit. Let's get this little, like, thin piece kind of somewhat obscured a little bit. A bit more. Because it's pretty consistent there, and I want it to be a little less, so. And then the outside, we'll kind of make little scratchy marks on it. To make it feel more distressed, you know? I think I kind of also want a brush that's going to be a little, I don't know, icky, you know? A little nasty. Yeah, this is it. This is kind of the one. You know, it's weird. I woke up today, and I do have a lot to do today. But it's kind of one of those rare days where you wake up and you're like, regardless of my current circumstances, life is beautiful. Life is good. And I'm just trying to enjoy that, you know. I'm trying to enjoy that for as long as it'll last, because I'm like, this is good. This is good, you know. It's not every day that you'll, for no reason at all, you know, just feel pretty all right. Feel pretty all right. So I'm gonna feel that. I'm gonna try my best to share that like I did earlier, you know. You know, if you're watching, you know, even if you're just gonna doodle a little bit, pick up a pencil, you know, draw along with me and stuff. And there's a masterpiece to be made at some point, and maybe it's not what you're about to do, but maybe that poopy, stinky little doodle that you might do is required. It's a requirement before you start the quest for the masterpiece, you know. That's kind of how I look at some of my crappy drawings that I show nobody at all. Is like, you know, I had to do that. This needed to be done for me to make the next good piece. So it's okay. It's all right. Is this cool or is this not cool? It's not cool. Well, a little bit is cool though. A little bit is cool. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna make it ugly for a second. Just a brief second here. Take these. Not the nose, actually. The nose has got to be a little bit different. Boom. Oh, the eyes were also this, huh? Take the body, make it 40. And then every little detail we miss is gonna be, well, except for the eyebrows, is gonna be 60. Bring that in here, and I think we're pretty much done with that. All right. Get the halftone in here. Let's get the medium halftone. Is it the right size? It is. Yeah, you know, it's I think at this point you're actually, it's maybe harder to find people that are not some sort of neurodivergent, you know? And I feel like, you know, when you are, it is rare that you just find a day that you're like, fuck yeah, life is good, you know? I think I'm a little bit of a pessimist. Not really, not really. I do try to see the good in things, you know, intentionally and stuff, and not be a jerk about it or anything. Cause like, I don't know, no reason to like muck up people's day for no reason, you know. But I think like, especially when I make jokes about something, I usually make jokes about the bad parts of it. So I don't know. Maybe that's why I think I'm a little bit of a pessimist. But I think also I just try to prepare for the worst, you know, and be very, very pleasantly happy when that doesn't come to pass. But where was I going with this? Oh, I think like just having those moments where like, even when I'm not feeling like super depressed or something like that, because it's not like I always feel that way or anything, but I think sometimes I'm just like, ah, crap, I got a lot to do, gonna be a busy day, it might be a hard day, whatever, you know. I look at that stuff and then I focus on it, I guess, maybe more than I should, but then I don't know, it feels okay, because then when I do get it done, then I'm like, hell yeah, I got it done, I feel good, I've got time to waste, you know, that feels good. Or maybe I don't have time to waste. But, you know, I don't know. That's just how my brain works. I don't know if that... Is that bad? Is that like a bad thing or something? It kind of needs whiskers. Did not give him whiskers. Okay. All right. Let's give you your whiskers. Let's give you your whiskers. I just realized I was using the other brush, but I think it works very well for it. That Rough Nib Bleedy is pretty sick. It's a sick brush too. All right, what do you say? What do you say? Wrong layer. Alright. Let's bring it down over here, I think. We're gonna have to turn this off for a second, so I can properly enclose these. we'll turn this back on. Or maybe we do it from here. Yeah, I like that. Bring that in there. Boom, boom, boom. Now we got this panel, which doesn't require too much. Basically the same kind of idea. We're at the last stretch. We're at the last little bit. Yes, dude, yes. Let's get the nose in here really quick. Nose and mouth. All right. Let's do this little part at the top. Ah, I freaked out. I'm freaking out right now. Okay. Kind of want him to look extra freaky and weird here, you know. Supposed to get you to want to read the next chapter. Even though, you know, I think these guys are kind of chumps. Let's do this. And that. How long have we been live for? Already an hour and a half. That's crazy. Because I would have expected less, honestly, I guess. I don't know. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let's just do this part real quick. I also want to check the composition of this here in a second. He seems a little small. No? I think they might size him up a tiny bit. Well, let's wait. Let's wait. This tie needs to go a little lower. Okay. think the jacket sticks out just a bit. All right. Let's get into the details really quick here. And let's do that. Give him his creepy little smile here. Touch up some of that fur. Make it seem a little bit more obvious. And we'll do some here as well. His neck is furry as well. Okay, let's turn this all off. I think he is a tiny bit too small. Tiny bit too small. Let's cut off that hand. We don't need that one. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's also go over here and get rid of this little bit. Let's fill that in. Fill those two. Nope, not that. Just kind of like insinuate maybe a belt there. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. We just want to select, okay. We just want to select the outside really quick. And we can use our... So what's this brush look like? No, I want something a little ugly. not what I'm looking for. What is this ticket writer? Oh, can I get some pen pressure on that? Yeah, yeah. Let's turn it down just a little bit. Just trying to give him like a real bad aura. There you go. No, I still don't like it. Just experimenting a little bit. Oh, yeah. I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing the vision. I think that's the move. I think that's the move. And then we'll also want a little bit of texture for the background. So I'm gonna throw it down below. Well, I've got it all selected already. A little less. Okay. We'll get working on the tone here. Oh no! I drew on the wrong layer. Oh! That's so annoying. Whatever. Couldn't be the last panel if there wasn't some big stupid mistake, right? Couldn't be the last panel without it. It's alright. Lasso, please. Alright, and let's just do one of these for that. At least it doesn't affect the final artwork's look. It just makes the process a little bit harder for me, but it's alright. Turn that down just a little bit. Alright, yeah, because we get these little things here, you know. Let's go back up to my brush. Fill them in. And then you, all of your fur is 80, I think. I think it's 80. That seems right. Oh, and then this needs to be 80 as well. A little hand down there. Put that in too. Let's put the details back on. We'll do the halftone, and we're pretty much done. We can head out of here. Oops, there we go. Is this 2 vocalists on this song? I thought it was only 1, but I think I just noticed like a vocalist change there that I never paid attention to. All right. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It would be 2 there. And then actually, can I take you? Let's make you like 80 instead. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll kind of gradate it a little bit. Selection. We hit delete. Gradient. Wrong way. Maybe we want to do it like this. Yeah. There we go. Now there's text. Let's get the text in there. Can I move this over? Thank you. Actually, let me read this first. Okay, now we can turn you off. Start doing this. Okay, let's space them out a little bit. Boom. Okay, so we also do one little detail. Let's do it here. I think it goes like right here. Let's bring this. Okay, alright, so doesn't want us to do that, I guess. I don't know. Let's just do this first. Chapter 1. Ichabod is a cannibal. And I think that's how we do it. Let me double check. Check my old ones. Let's check chapter 7. Open this up super quick. It's not in here. Also, let me hit save before I accidentally crash anything. Let's go to chapter 5. Are you saving? There you go. It is. That is how we do it. We just also make it a little bit smaller over here. We don't do this. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, we did it. We did it. Oh my god, I can't believe that. It's been a long time. It's been a long time that I've been working on this. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like it doesn't feel too different. But, I am like beyond. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm happy and stuff, but also like I don't think it's like set in yet, you know. So I'm like, holy crap, man. Ooh-wee. We did it. Again, the process isn't like totally over. I will probably stream the cover and the other little bit, that colored page that you saw there, which shouldn't take too long. Each one maybe a day. And then I gotta package it all together and stuff, and that takes a while too. But if you've been here for any of the streams, thank you. If you just watch my shorts, thank you. If you saw any of the my cat freaked me out. She's like rubbing on the bottom of my leg there. If you watch any of the shorts or any of the videos or anything like that, or just read the comic, thank you. I am excited to put this one out. It will be probably like mid-January. This is when I think it'll be out, because it'll take me a little bit of extra time, but that's okay. And then chapter 8 should be out pretty soon after that. I don't want to wait too much longer. I just have to work on chapter 9, some storyboards too, so like I think the turnaround will be a little faster. I don't know. I think it'll be faster for a couple of reasons. I think one of them is that streaming this process, I think, actually slowed me down, because I would sometimes draw for a lot longer, and talking while drawing makes the process a little bit slower. Also, that basically limits the days that I can draw and work on it by streaming every single bit of it, because I don't like to stream while the wife is home. Mostly because she feels the need to like stay silent and not come out, and then I feel bad because it's like, well, it's her day off. Like, why does she feel like she's gotta hide in the room? You know, I don't like doing that. So, and I like spending time with her too. So, but there are times where I would draw while she's home and stuff and work on it, and I don't do that when I stream it because I want to stream it. So, anyways, all that being said, I think that you'll see new chapters coming out just a tiny bit faster. Good lord, like, I'm just so happy to be done with it. I really am. Yeah, I guess, like, at some point I'll start thinking about printing it too. So yeah, that is in the near future at some point. I think the goal is by March. So, like, I'm not in a huge rush to do it. But yeah, I'm just gonna bask in it for a little bit, but I could do that off stream. So, thank you so much. I appreciate everything. And I will get the hell out of here 9 minutes early. Bye-bye.
Don't cry.